Recording in progress.
Right. Okay, Lamai. Today we are going to start second part of chapter 8, unit number 2. Right. Yesterday we completed pursuit, market failure, government intervention, and government. Right. It is done. This is the second part. Right. Pudha, mainly in this tute we are going to focus government tax revenue, and there are some principles regarding taxes. Actually, we are going to discuss every nook and corner in the tax system in Sri Lanka, right? Taxes and how does government earn income through taxes? What are the main taxes? Everything, and what are the main changes made to tax system recently? Right? And especially after 2022 Sri Lankan financial crisis, how Sri Lanka mitigated problems regarding taxes. Okay, what are the new changes to tax system? Okay, we are going to discuss everything. Then Pudha, after the taxes, we can move into government expenditure. What are the main parts of Sri Lankan government expenditure? And I mean, what are the areas that government needs to spend on? And what are the recent changes in these areas? And finally, Pudha, we can move into budget, right? But especially budget deficit in Sri Lanka, the government expenditure exceeds government tax revenue, causing a budget deficit. If there is a budget deficit, we need to finance it. Government has to finance it through loans, borrowings. That is called public borrowings, right? That is one of the main issues in Sri Lanka, right? We have been borrowing since 1948, finance our budget deficit, except 1 year, if I'm not mistaken, 1995, I think. Okay, the number. So then we have, accumulated borrowings, right? Huge, massive amount of public borrowings, loans or debt. So then what are the consequences of this public debt? How to manage this public debt? And especially Buddha, where to finance? What are the sources we use to finance this budget debt? And what are the consequences of budget debt financing? Just a last one, Buddha, at the last of this, last part of this is fiscal policy, right? Mainly there are two demand side policies, monetary policy and fiscal policy. In chapter 7 we discuss monetary policy and how it works. In this lesson, Buddha, we are going to focus on fiscal policy. How is it used as a demand side policy, control the or influence the entire economy? That is the and also there's a small part for public enterprise, because in Sri Lanka, most of government organizations are loss making organizations, loss making enterprises. We are going to discuss a bit about these loss making enterprises. Okay, the Lama, this is the plan. Okay, Lama, here we go with taxes. You can take the tute. Can you see the screen, Lamai? Right. Lamai, before I move into the tutor, I'll show you very important thing. The hereafter, you have to go through annual reports. You have to read annual reports very carefully to gather some information regarding this. So that this is the you can go to not LMS Sri Lankan Central Bank website. The are you with me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. You can go to, I think you can see the screen as well. Yes, you can go to this is Sri Lankan official website of Sri Lankan Central Bank. You can see Lamai everything, right? About monetary policy, financial system, notes and coins, laws, statistics, everything is there. Here, Buddha, in publications, you can see a separate section called annual economic review. Annual economic review, right? When you go there, you can see annual reports, annual economic review 2024. This is the appropriate annual report for your batch, A-level batch, 2026 A-level. So no need to read everything, Buddha. You can't understand everything. But the important points to read. Okay. Then I'll show you what are the important points regarding taxes. Samai. You can download and you can go to this annual report. It's better to read this information. The all practical questions are coming from this annual report, right? Not beyond that, because everything is clearly mentioned in the annual report. I'll show you one example. You can see government revenue, right? 1.52 government revenue expenditure and net lending. This is our lesson actually. Unit number 2, the unit 2 covers these areas. Government revenue expenditure and net lending. Government revenue, you can say, I'll read you, right? I'll read it out. With the implementation of uh, revenue enhancement measures and review of economic activities, government revenue recorded a significant increase in 2024. Then Buddha, they have nicely explained what are the reasons affected uh, government revenue to increase in 2024. Then if examiner can ask a question, Lamai, what are the main reasons, or how did government raise a significant tax revenue or income in 2024? Then Buddha, here theories are not going to help you. You should have a practical idea, and actually you should have reading somewhere to get the point. I'll give you the summary. Why? What are the main point? I'll discuss this point in detail, but I think it's better to read, Lama. Better for you to read. Okay, you can learn a lot. Then you can see Putta, accordingly nominal terms government revenue recorded YOY mean year on year growth 32.3. Mean Putta, the Sri Lankan tax revenue, government revenue increased by 33% in 2024 with comparison to 2023, right? Then you can read them. Then Lama, These are the government tax revenue, and you can see this is the total government tax revenue. No need to remember these values, Lamai. But my advice is you can remember this total revenue and total tax income expenditure. You can say total revenue and grants, expenditure and net lending, expenditure and net lending. These are given as a percentage of GDP, right? You can remember this one example. You can see total revenue and grants as a percentage of GDP in 2024 puta 13.7, right? But you can see total expenditure and net lending, it is 20.5 as a percentage of GDP. Then you can see net expenditure and net lending exceeds government total revenue. This means budget deficit, huge budget deficit. Then you can see the overall fiscal balance is minus 6.8. This everything will be discussed. I'm just uh, showing you the what are the important points in the annual report, right? That's it, right? I'm just showing this data. So everything is there, Lama. You can read it. This is the how the government earn taxes. What are the main areas, Lama? What are the main taxes of Sri Lankan government? You can see uh, the highest tax revenue. The highest tax revenue uh, has come from VAT, right? It's 33.5. Sorry, 32.5%. Then Buddha, you can see second one is income tax. Second one is the second highest contributor to Sri Lankan government tax revenue. Income taxes, especially individual. I mean that what do you call personal income taxes. Then put the excise duties there. Import duties, and import duties mainly it includes tariff lamai, the taxes imposed by the government on imported goods and services, especially imported vehicles. Okay, that is called import duties. It's 2.2, 2.8, sorry. And other taxes, there are some other minor taxes as well in Sri Lanka. Cess, property taxes. This contribution of all other taxes 12.1%. Okay, the limit. So everything given. So you can read it. What I need to say, Buddha, you need to go through annual reports. Are you okay with this?
Yes, sir.
Right. These are really important. Lama. Ongoing revenue administration improvements by the Inland Revenue Department, called IRD, right, have contributed increasing tax collection to the in 2023. Sorry, 2024. You know, there was a significant improvement in tax collection due to this new tax administration, right? The Sri Lankan, especially this Inland Revenue Department, made very important changes to tax administration, right? Including one act, right? New act for the taxes. So anyway, government was able to earn a huge tax income in 2024. It was a notable, it was a massive increase with comparison to 2023. And you can see Buddha, what are the main taxes. This example VAT, what is the percentage coming from VAT, uh, and CSC, everything is okay. The Lamai VAT registration you might have learned in accounting Lamai, right? And also VAT rate was increased, right? Due to these changes, government collected more taxes in 2020, right? Now let's move into TUT, government revenue. Yes, Sandil. Do you have any question? You raised your hand. $300 tax? What did you mean? Yeah, in some, yeah, on some vehicles, Lama. Yeah, it's possible, yes. Okay. Uh, Government revenue. There are, yes, revenue mean total income. Revenue mean total income, you know. Revenue mean total income. Revenue means total income of the government. There are two main sources of government revenue. They are as follows. Lamai, government earns income or revenue from mainly two sources. First one, tax revenue. First one, tax revenue. Second one is Lamai, non-tax revenue. Government earns income not only from taxes but also non-tax revenue, other sources as well. Right? If you go through the annual report, Lamai, give me 1 minute. Tax revenue, you can say, Puta, 91.9 as a percentage. In Sri Lanka, Lamai, 91.9, it means approximately 92% income coming from tax revenue. Are you okay with this? 92%. 92% coming from tax revenue. Other 8% coming from non-tax revenue sources. Other 8%. This is the contribution. This is the contribution. So the non-tax revenue means, I'll explain this part separately. Government has some other income sources as well. Example, Lamai, this administration fees. Example, Lamai, when you, if you want to renew your license, you have to pay to the government. Right? Last month I renewed my license, driving license. I think I paid 4,000. No, I can't remember, 4,800. These are not taxes, but income for the government. Fines, okay, legal fees. These are, and for the government organization or the government has properties, land, right, and maybe buildings, and also government enterprise. They earn profit, Puta, right? And government, government has rented out its properties, right? Then every year government earns, significant part of income from maybe rent, maybe investment from investment activities. Okay, these are called non-tax revenue. Tax revenue, non-tax revenue, right? Mainly government revenue can be divided into two parts, Lamai. Tax side, other one is non-tax. But in Sri Lanka, Lamai, the main concept is, main component is the highest contributor to the tax revenue is, government revenue is tax. That's the main one, right? Then put that tax revenue. Tax is a compulsory payment. Yes. We can't avoid paying taxes. It's a compulsory payment that is imposed by the government on households and business organizations. It does not generate direct benefit to the taxpayers, Lama. Yes. Even though you pay taxes, Puta, you don't have any benefit, right? You are not given any specific advantage or benefit, even though you pay taxes to them, right? So remember, taxpayers don't have a direct benefit from paying taxes. So that's why Lama, people try to avoid paying taxes, right? They try to avoid paying tax. In Sri Lanka, the tax evasion is really high, right? It's higher than other countries, Lama. People try to avoid paying taxes because no any direct benefit. Even myself, Lama, right? Uh, then it transfer, especially private sector organizations, Lama, right? They try to reduce the tax amount, right? They show very low level of profit on their financial statements. Okay, the Lama, because if they if their profit level is low, they can pay the very low amount of taxes to the government, right? So that's why they try to avoid paying taxes, and also they try to hide correct information, right? Especially they never disclose correct and proper informations to the we can say government organization and revenue department. Tax evasion or tax avoidance, very common. The reason is Buddha, there's no benefit, direct benefit for taxpayers. Next one, this is really important point. Uh, Objectives of taxation. Objectives of taxation, right? Objectives of taxation. What are the main objectives of taxation? Buddha, this is called functions of taxation as well. Can you write this down? Functions of taxation. Functions of taxation. Clear the බලන්න functions of taxation. පුතා මේක exam එකේ අහලා තියෙනවා කලින්. හරිද? Functions of tax. Function of taxation. Function of taxation. Function of taxation. If I ask you, Puta, why does government impose taxes? What are the main purposes? Puta, the main reason, what is the main reason? Someone can say, sir, government wants to raise funds. Government wants income to run the economy, especially government sector organization, because government has an inevitable role in the economy. To do this, government need to have a proper income. Then government has to impose taxes. Yeah, correct. The main reason, yes, raising funds, raising revenue to the government, right? But beyond this, that raising revenue objective, what are the other objectives other than this raising revenue? Yeah, that's correct. Perfect. Other than this collecting funds, what are the other objectives of imposing taxes? Why does government impose taxes? I'll use a Word document. Right. First one is Lama, yes, raising tax revenue. That's correct. Other than first objective, Lama, we can say, but sometimes the government imposes taxes to correct market failure. To correct market failure. But I no need to write this down because I have given these 5 areas. I'm explaining these 5 areas different way. Okay, no need to write it down. If there's something special, you can write it down. Listen, that's the important one. To correct market failures. Correct market failures. Correct market failures. Under that, you can say, Buddha, can you remember 2 discourage consumption or production of demerit goods, government has to impose taxes, especially to overcome negative externalities. Can't you remember that? So pressed one, we can say, Buddha, sometimes government is example in Sri Lanka is very common. Taxes, high tax rates on cigarettes, alcohol, gambling, tobacco, you know, okay, the lamai. Government has imposed higher tax rates on these areas, where negative externalities are created. But remember, the main purpose is not just to earn income. No. Yeah, government can earn, but main purpose of imposing taxes on these areas where negative externalities are created is to discourage this economic activity. Clear? Is beyond the tax revenue, the raising funds objective, right? First one, you can say, Buddha, to reduce or to discourage consumption and production, consumption or production of demerit goods. Demerit as another objective ළමයි. කෙනෙක්ට කියන්න පුළුවන් ළමයි සර් ඉතින් මේවා කරලා තියෙන්නේ ගවර්න්මන්ට් එකට මේ ඉන්කම් එකක් ගන්නනේ කියලා. නෑ මේකේ තව පර්පස් එකක් තියෙනවනේ ළමයි. Not the main purpose is not to earn income. Government wants to discourage this activity, right? Second one lamai, this point we have discussed this point. Second one lamai, to reduce income disparity, to reduce income disparity, because in a market economic system lamai, income distribution is not fair, it's unequal. To make this income distribution fair, government imposes income tax. I told you last time, progressive taxes. Government imposes taxes in order to reduce the gap between rich and poor, right? You can say to reduce income disparities. Okay, the lamai. Puda, remember, to reduce income disparities, government uses income taxes mainly. Income taxes. Okay, the lamai. Guys, are you with me? Are you okay with these points? Then, Buddha, we can say second reason. We can say second one is Buddha, government uses this tax as an instrument or tool when managing the economy. We can say economic instrument to manage aggregate demand, AD, to manage aggregate demand. Don't worry about this point, Lamai. I'll explain this point in detail in the lesson of fiscal policy. Government can use this taxes as a, can you remember, Buddha, in the monetary policy, okay, central bank uses interest rate and money supply as instruments to control aggregate demand, expansionary monetary policy and contractionary monetary policy. Okay, the lamai. Same thing, lamai. We can use, or government can use taxes as a instrument to influence aggregate demand. Okay, that is another one. Third one, you can say, Buddha, the mitigate. It's mean control, mitigate a balance of payment imbalances. balance of payment imbalances. But the balance of payment means, just remember now, a difference between exports and imports. ඒක තමයි balance of payment නෙමේ. ඒක ලොකු lesson එකක්. But just imagine, just remember the balance of payment mean difference between export and import. Imports, ලංකාවේ ළමා imports ගොඩක් වැඩි. Imports exceeds exports, creating a huge deficit in balance of payment. It's not good. It affects entire economy ළමයි. Balance of payment, exchange rate, it's not good. Then Puta, to uh, mitigate these imbalances, especially Sri Lankan government wants to reduce imports. We have more imports ළමයි. Then we need to, Sri Lankan government needs to reduce this volume of imports. Then government imposes, the main tax is tariff ළමයි, or import duties. Right? Someone can say, sir, government can earn income through tariff or import duties. Yes, it's okay. But there's another objective, lamai. What is objective? Government can reduce imports, because when taxes are imposed, the volume of imports decreases. Right? By decreasing volume of imports, we can reduce the balance of payment imbalances. Are you okay with this? To mitigate balance of payment imbalances, lamai, mainly we use tariff. Tariff කියන tax එකක් ළමයි. Tariff දාන්නේ අපි imported products වලට. Import, right? Imported products are taxed. These are called tariff. Okay ද ළමයි? When tariff are imposed පුතා, the imports products become expensive because tariff are added to the product price of imported goods. Then finally imported products become very expensive, right? Causing people to buy less of imports. Okay the lamai, this is third one. Then Buddha, we can say protect infant industry. But the infant industries mean mainly very, I mean, not like they haven't grown up to very large scale, very small scale businesses lamai. Infant mean lamai, like kids, okay, newborn. Okay the lamai. So as a government Buddha, at the at the very pressed stage lamai, it's very difficult to survive. Okay, it's very difficult for infant industry to survive due to huge competition lamai in the market, especially from foreign firms. Clear the lamai. Then my example එකක් කියනවාට ලංකාවේ ළමයි in Sri Lanka lamai, if you produce one rice unit, I think production cost is more than 180. I'm not talking about selling price, production cost. Okay the lamai. To produce 1 unit of rice puta, we need to spend more than 150 rupees. Okay, Sri Lankan farmers have to spend 150 rupees, at least 150 rupees to produce 1 unit of rice, because this fertilizer, pesticides, seeds, and labor cost, those are really expensive. But puta, remember, we can import 1 unit of rice from Pakistan or India lesser than that price lamai. We can import 1 unit of rice from Pakistan less than 100 rupees. Right? Example, we can import all products, potato, big onions from India and Pakistan at a very, the lower cost lamai. But we don't do that. Why? We can import, but government imposes taxes on these imported big onion and potatoes and rice. Why? To protect our industries. Clear the lamai. If government did not impose taxes on imported products, which are very cheap, what happens to our producers lamai, domestic producers? Definitely they will bankrupt within a few months or few weeks lamai. So in order to protect this infant industry, especially from foreign competition, government imposes taxes on imported products, right? Mainly tariff and other taxes to protect infant industries. දැන් මෙතන පර්පස් එක ළමයි අර ඉන්කම් එකක් ගන්න එකම නෙමෙයි. ඉන්කම් එකක් එනවා ඒක හරි. හැබැයි මෙතන පර්පස් එක ළමයි to protect infant industry. ඔයාලට දැන් මතක ඇති ළමයි ඔය දැන් big onion potato මේවා ලංකාවේ ඩොමෙස්ටික් අර ඩොමෙස්ටික් කියන්නේ යාලා ලංකාවේ ටික ප්‍රොඩියුස් කරලා මාකට් එකට දානකොටම ළමයි ගවර්න්මන්ට් එක ගොඩක් වෙලාවට කරන්නේ අර ඉම්පෝර්ට් කරන එකට ටැක්ස් එකක් ගහනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ එහෙම නැත්නම් ළමයි ඒවා හරි හරි චීප් ඒ අර ඉම්පෝර්ටඩ් ඒවා. අර අපේ අයට බෑ අමාරුයි මේවා කරන්න. ඒ ටැක්ස් එකක් ගාපු ගමන් වෙන්නේ අර අපේ ප්‍රොඩක්ට්ස් ගොඩක් වෙලාවට අර ගණන් වැඩි ළමයි. නේද? අර එතකොට අපේ අයට නිකන් සර්වයිව් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒතර ගොඩක් වෙලාවට යූස් කරන්නේ ටැරිෆ්. So to protect infant industries. Protect infant industries. Okay, the lamai. Then Puta, finally we can use tax as a, we can say, instrument. We can use tax as an instrument to manage aggregate supply as well. Economic instrument to manage aggregate supply. Aggregate supply means total supply of an economy. We can use, Huda, we will discuss supply side policies at end of this lesson, so no need to worry. But anyway, we can use taxes. We can use taxes as an instrument to manage aggregate supply as well. So these are the other objectives, other objectives of taxation or functions of taxation other than raising an income for the government. Any doubt? Sitma, Andil, බලන්න ක්ලියර්ද කියලා ළමයි. Punara, Remoni.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, the lamai. I have given you the same area, Sudha, as there. You can say minimize inequality in income distribution, management of resource to improve efficiency, discouraging of consumption of demerit goods, effect of aggregate demand, effect of aggregate supply. මෙතන එකක් දීලා නැහැ නේද ළමයි? අර අරකවා ලියාගත්තා නම් හරි. මොකද්ද මේ mitigation of balance of payment imbalances. Can you write it down? Sixth one. To mitigate BOP imbalances. Here lamai we use tariff, mainly tariff to mitigate imbalances. Okay, the lamai. Then Huda, you can, I think seventh one you can say to protect infant industries. Infant industry. Okay, the lamai. To mitigate balance of payment imbalances and to protect infant industry. Protect. හරි නේද ළමයි? ඒකෙත් අපි ගොඩක් වෙලාවට යූස් කරන්නේ ටැරිෆ් තමයි. මොනවා ඉෂුව එකක් තියෙනවා නම් කියන්න. Any doubt? Any problem? Sorry. Right. Shall we move on, Lamai?
Okay.
Then, Buddha, remember, if someone asks you what are the main objectives of taxation, don't say just raising income. No. Yeah, it's one of main objective is generating an income, but there are some other objectives as well other than raising fund. Okay, these are called functions of taxation. But the next one is really, really important. Every year, you can say one question comes to your paper. Very important part, Lama. You can't avoid this part. Principle of taxation. Principle of taxation. Okay, Lama. If government wants to make a good tax system, if government wants to make the tax system good, right? These there are 6 characteristics, Buddha. These 6 characteristics should be there. Okay, Dalamai. 6 characteristics should be there. Okay, Buddha. In Sri Lanka, most of them are not in practice. So, Buddha, that's why Sri Lankan tax system has been very ineffective. Right? People want to avoid paying taxes, and tax evasion is really high. The reason is, Buddha, we are away from these main principles of taxation. Right? These points are called, there are 6 lamai. There are 6. These are called principle of taxation. දැන් පටල ගන්න එපා ළමයි. අපි කලින් කතා කරේ objectives of taxation. මේවා principle of taxation. හරිද? Principle of taxation. ළමයි මේවා අපි කියනවා the characteristics of good tax system. Right? Also known as, write down, characteristics or attributes of or characteristics, sorry, attribute of good tax system. Good tax system. Okay, the lamai attributes of good tax system. There should be 6 characteristics, right? If these 6 characteristics are absent, lamai, okay, if these characteristics are not in the tax system, that tax system is very ineffective and also with the inefficient tax system. Are you okay with this, Lamai? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next one. Please pay your attention on this, Buddha. This area is really important, as I told you at the beginning. Read this the paragraph. Since many people object to paying taxes, reluctant to pay taxes, taxation involves compulsion. They don't like to pay taxes. The taxpayers are required to make certain payments regardless of their individual wishes, Lama. Yes. Why do we pay taxes, Lama? People might think the purpose of paying taxes. I don't get any benefit. But people like to make any payment if they have a direct benefit. Without a benefit, why should we pay? Okay, but anyway, when taxes are imposed on our income and goods and services, we have to pay it, Buddha. We can't avoid that, right? Then people have to pay taxes regardless of their individual wishes. Okay, maybe they have to sacrifice some in their personal lives, right? Regardless of personal wishes and ambitions, they have to pay taxes. Because of this compulsion, the collection of taxes may have very significant effects upon the behavior of individuals. Yes, taxes can influence behavior of individuals and functioning of the economy. Yes, so the taxes affect entire economy, production, consumption, investment, saving. Okay, the all main economic functions are negative, not negatively affected by taxes. So when imposing taxes with our government has to be very careful, right? Which must be taken into consideration in collection taxes. Good tax system should include the following characteristics. මට මේ කියන එක ක්ලියර් ඇති ළමයි දැන්. ටැක්ස් ගෙවලා කොහොමත් බෙනිෆිට් එකක් නැහැ. ඒතකොට හැමෝම ගෙවන්න කැමති නැහැ ටැක්සස්. කවුරුත් ගෙවන්න කැමති නැහැ. නේද? ඒතකොට ටැක්ස් කියන්නේ අර කම්පල්ෂන් එකක් ළමයි නේ. කවුරුත් කැමති නැති දෙයක්. හැමෝටම නිකන් අර නිකන් වදයක් වගේ තමයි පේන්නේ. ඒත් අපි ටැක්සස් ගන්න එපයි නැත්නම් අපි ඉකොනොමි එක රන් කරන්න බෑ. ඒතර ළමයි අර ටැක්ස් ගෙවන්න මිනිස්සු කොහොමත් කැමති නෑ. මේ 6 characteristics ටිකත් ළමයි මේ ටැක්ස් සිස්ටම් එකේ තිබ්බේ නැති වුණොත් එහෙම මිනිස්සු කොහොමත් කැමති නෑ. Clearද? අරක ඩබල් වෙනවා ළමයි. People don't like to pay taxes in nature if these 6 main characteristics which are considered as attributes of good tax system are absent ළමයි. Oh my god. Right? People that dissatisfaction. Okay ද ළමයි. goes from bad to worse. ගෙවන්නෙම නෑ ළම. සමහර අය ඉන්නවා මාර අමාරුවෙන් ටැක්ස් ගන්න. උන් ලීගල් මොනවා හරි ඇක්ෂන් එකක් අරගෙන නඩු දාලා එහෙම තමයි යාළුවගෙන් ටැක්සස් ගන්න ඕනේ. ගෙන් දෙන්නෙම නෑ ළමයි. නේද? ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ළමයි ලංකාවේ මේ ටැක්ස් ඉවේෂන් නැත්නම් මේ අවොයිඩන්ස් එක ගොඩක් වැඩි ලංකාවේ මේ මොකද්ද මේ කැරක්ටරිස්ටික්ස් එක නෑ ළමයි. I'll tell you one main characteristics which is absent in which cannot be seen in Sri Lankan tax system. That is we can say convenient, or our tax system is not simple lamai, very complicated. If you want to understand Sri Lankan tax system lamai, what it is, you have to go to separate classes lamai. You have to follow a tax course, or you have to do chartered or something, right? The people with low level of education qualification, education level, cannot understand Sri Lankan tax system. Most of Sri Lankan people who are paying taxes don't know how to calculate their tax amount. Okay ද ළමයි. එයාලා දන්නේ නැහැ ටැක්ස් ගෙවන හැබැයි මේක කැල් කරන්නේ කොහොමද? ඇයි මම මෙච්චර ටැක්ස් ගණන් ගෙවන්න ඕනේ? මොකද්ද purpose එක? What are the main areas which have been taxed? Right? What is the tax rate? How is it calculated? People don't know. They go to audit firm and they prepare audit firm prepares the tax file and final calculation on behalf of the person. Okay the පුතා. Then person pays the tax. Audit firm එකෙන් කියනවා right ඔයා මේ ගාන pay කරන්න මේක තමයි ඔයාගේ tax එක. මේ year එකට. එයා දන්නේ නැහැ ළමයි මොකටද මම මේ ගෙවන්නේ කියලාවත් දන්නේ නැහැ. මොකටද කොහොමද මේක කැල් කිරීම දන්නේ නැහැ ළමයි. ඔයාලට clear ඇති. එච්චරකට මේක හරි complicated ළමයි ලංකාවේ tax system. හරිද? Very complicated. That's why I told you. People with low level of education, low level education. Okay the ළමයි. Maybe just pass O level, okay? General people ළමයි. Actually they can't understand the tax system. Very tough and complicated. But when tax system is complicated, people try to avoid paying taxes. Why? They don't know. Okay the ළමයි. They don't know. Then they have some problems in mind. Why should I pay taxes even I don't know how is it calculated? Okay the ළමයි. It's a big problem. So then ළමයි in Sri Lanka tax away, one of the reason for tax evasion and avoiding paying taxes is complicated tax system. Very complicated. Okay the ළමයි. So remember ළමයි, tax system should be very simple. Simple mean the people, general people should be able to understand the tax system very well without any without doing any course, or without like a very high level of education knowledge, general people should be able to understand the tax system. Otherwise, lamai, that tax system becomes very complicated. If tax system is complicated, lamai, people don't like to pay tax. They try to avoid paying taxes. Okay, the lamai. Right. Anyway, there are 6 main characteristics. Main 6 characteristics. Okay, the lamai. I have given you. What are the characteristics, lamai? Can you see the board? First one, equity. So that it's not equality. Equality and equity are totally different. First one, equity. Equity, I'll explain it. Second one, economical. Make a lazy මතක තියාගන්න ළමයි. නේද? E2යි C2යි plus fifth one efficiency, last one flexibility. EF. First one, equity. Equity. Second one, economical. Economical. Put that within bracket right down. This is called cost effectiveness as well. Within bracket. Put that, don't you have printed tunes, Sandil? Are you using the PDF? Sitma?
No, sir, I have printed.
Okay. Punara?
Same, sir.
Okay. Cost effectiveness. We don't have take printouts Lama, after the class. Cost effectiveness. Economical is called cost effectiveness. Cost effective. Then the third one is convenience. Which means tax system should be simple. Fourth one, certainty. Certainty. Fifth one is this called efficiency, or could I remember this word? Sometimes examiner asks this word, neutrality. In bracket write down neutrality. Neutrality. Okay, the lamai. Efficiency or new. Sometimes without giving this word efficiency, you are given, I mean, students are given the word neutrality. Okay, the lamai. Neutrality mean efficient. Tax system should be efficient. Last one for the flexible. Flexible. Tax system should be flexible. For the here, plus 4 characteristics: equity, economical, convenience, and certainty. These are called core principles of taxation. Okay, these 4 plus 4 are called core principles of taxation. Right? Core principle of taxation. It is necessary for government to include these 4 characteristics in the tax system, lamai. Otherwise, tax system becomes totally inefficient. Okay, lamai. These are called core main principles of tax system. These are introduced by Adam Smith. Okay, our father, core principle. And also these 4 are very traditional now. Fifth and sixth are modern tax principle. With time, the countries have introduced these 2. Fifth and sixth are modern, we can say new. Flexible is the latest concept, newly introduced one, right? Flexibility. So fifth and sixth are modern concept. This means though the fifth and sixth are not much older than plus 4, right? Modern. Are you okay with this, Lamai? Lamai, can you hear me? Something happened, Lamai. Can you hear me, Lamai? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Right. Give me 1 minute. It was connecting and then finally disappeared. Meeting.
Recording in progress.
Lamai, can you see the screen? Right. Okay, Lamai. Yeah, trust one equity. Equity. Uh, you can read Lamai. Equity means tax system. Every tax system should be equitable, right? Equity. But the tax system should be fair. It is important for the tax system to be fair. Tax system should be fair to everyone. Okay. On the grounds of equity, it has been suggested that tax system should be based on principle of equal sacrifice. So highlight the word Lamai, ability to pay. Government should impose taxes on ability to pay Lamai. Okay, the Lamai. People, I mean, those who have, higher ability to pay taxes should be taxed at a higher rate, Lamai. Are you okay with that? Okay, the Lamai. Example, let's say, Buddha, there are two, can't you see? Right? So what I need to say, equity mean Lamai, taxes should be imposed by the government based on individuals' ability to pay. It's mean Buddha, just imagine, government says everyone has to pay 5,000 rupees as taxes to the government. Is it fair or unfair? Tell me, Lama. Is it fair or unfair? Fair or unfair, Lama? Government says everyone. Yes, Punara. Fair or unfair?
Unfair.
Unfair. Someone can say, sir, it's fair because everyone has to pay the same amount of tax. No, it's not unfair, Lama. Why? Because for that, the people in the country earn different incomes, Lama, right? So tax amount that individual has to pay should be different, Lama. Okay, that is called equitable. Sorry, equity, yeah, equitable or equity, right? Equity means government should impose taxes based on ability to pay. That is the word lamai. Ability to pay. Ability to pay. Okay, the lamai. Ability to pay. Not the I mean, the government should not impose uh, same tax for every uh, person in the country, right? Based on their ability to pay. Their income level might be, let's say income level, because ability to pay basically depends on income level. If you have higher income, Puta, you can pay more taxes. If you have less income, your ability to pay taxes is low, right? Then, so what I need to say, the government should impose taxes based on individuals' ability to pay, without considering individuals' ability to pay taxes. Lamai, if everyone is taxed, or everyone is given the same tax amount, that is not fair. Okay, that's away from equity principle. Okay, the Lamai, right? If you have any doubt, let me know. Right. Then Buddha, under the equity part, there are two concepts: horizontal equity and vertical equity. Horizontal, vertical. Mega hame hari simple lama. Mega loku wada serious gan. Give me 1 minute lama. Okay, the lama. Right. There are two concepts lama: horizontal equity and vertical equity. First one, let's say Buddha, vertical equity. Vertical. Vertical means lama. Vertical. Other one is horizontal. Lama, vertical. Vertical means this, like. But this vertical word used to indicate uh, two people earning different income level, right? Example, let's say Buddha, Sandil and Sipma. Just imagine vertical, Sandil and Sipma. And Sandil. Let's say Buddha, Sandil earns how much? 900,000 monthly income. Okay, the Lama. Sandil. Sipma earns an income which is lesser than Sandil's income, right? Assume Sitma earns Buddha 600,000. Sitma earns 600, right? Then Buddha, you can see their incomes are different, right? Remember this vertical word. This word is used to indicate two people earning different income. Okay, the Lama. So here Buddha, you can see Sandil and Sitma have different abilities to pay taxes, right? You can see Sandil has a higher capacity to pay taxes than Sitma. Then Buddha, their abilities are different. So government should impose tax rates differently, right? Based on their ability to pay. It's mean Buddha, the concept is Sandil should be given a higher tax rate, right? Assume Sandil's tax rate is 15%. Government says, okay, Sandil, you should pay 15% tax rate. Just imagine, Buddha, government ask both of them, Sandil and Sitma, to pay same tax rate now, 10% and 10%. You can pay 10%, you can also pay 10%. Is it fair or unfair? Fair or unfair, Lamai? Sitma, fair or unfair, Lamai? Yes? Tell me, Lamai. fair. Why? No, this is unfair, lamai. Why? Sandil is earning much income. So Sandil should be given a higher tax rate. Lamai. Higher tax rate. Clear the lamai? No. The concept is lamai. Here the point is Sandil has to pay 10% of income as taxes. Sitmo also has to pay 10% of income as taxes. Fair or unfair, lamai? Unfair. Why? You and don't worry about the amount, lamai. Then don't calculate amount, sir. Sandil tax amount is 90,000. My tax amount is 10,000. So Sandil is paying more than me. So it's fair tax system. No. That is not the way of deciding whether tax system or fair or unfair. No. Calculate. I mean, what is mean by the 10% tax rate, lamai? Sandil has to pay. Understand the point? What I'm saying? 10% of his income as taxes to the government. Takes 10% of income. 10% of සන්දීල්ගේ ඉන්කම් එකෙන් ළමයි 10% ගවර්න්මන්ට් එකට පේ කරන්න ඕනේ. මේක ටෝටල් ඉන්කම් එක නම් 10% තමයි ගවර්න්මන්ට් එකට දෙන්න ඕනේ. ක්ලියර්ද ළමයි? right? සිග්මගේ ඉන්කම් එකෙනුත් ළමයි 10%. එතකොට ඔයාලට ඉතිරි වෙන්නේ 90% ළමයි. right? Sigma also has to pay how much? 10% of your income as taxes to the government. Fair or unfair? Punara.
Unfair.
Unfair, lamai. The reason is Sigma Sandil's the ability to pay taxes is higher than you, right? Sandil earns more than you, so Sandil should be given higher tax burden, not the amount. Don't aren't you clear, Lavai? Give me 1 minute. Yeah, percentage. Which person were not that? Yes. We are talking about percentage, Lamai. This is called tax burden, Lamai. Tax burden. Tax burden. Tax burden. අපි හැම වෙලාවකම බලන්න මේ fair unfair එක අපි decide කරන්නේ මේ burden එකත් එක්ක. දැන් සන්දී ලොකු income එකක් අරගෙන එයා 10% pay කරනවා. ඔයා පොඩි income එකක් අරගෙන ඔයාගේ total income එකෙන් 10% government එකට. අවුලක් තියෙනවනේ. fair නෙමෙයි ළමයි unfairනේ. Clearද? Horizontal, sorry, vertical equity mean lamai. Government should charge different tax rates from different income earners. That's the point. If both people are taxed at same percentage, lamai, that is totally unfair. Okay, the lamai. If it is unfair, people think lamai, oh, I am earning 6,000 or 600,000. My friend also earning 600,000. He also paying 10%. I'm also paying 10%. What is this? He's earning more than his maybe CEO, manage in the company. Just imagine, Lama, or doing a business. So his ability to pay taxes is higher. So he should be taxed at a higher percentage. Yes. This is called vertical equity law. Sorry, yeah, vertical. Vertical word is used to indicate two people earning different income, Lama. Are you okay with that, Punara?
Yes, sir.
Right. Can you read that? Vertical equity. The need to treat equally for the people. Sorry, not horizontal. Vertical or whatever vertical. Vertical second. Right. Treat the vertical equity. The need to treat differently. The need to treat differently. Need to treat differently for the people with different income capabilities. Okay, the lamai. We have to treat differently, lamai. Government has to treat people differently based on their income. It's called vertical equity, which means more tax burden should be borne as income rises. Yes, when income increases with a tax burden, not the amount, tax burden, tax percentage should be increased. Otherwise, that tax system is not the equitable one, or equity principle is not there. Okay, then I have given you one example. The following table shows the income of X and Y. X earned 250,000, Y earned 500,000 according to vertical equity. Vertical equity, person X and Y earn different income levels, so government should charge different tax rates lamai. Tax amount neme lamai, tax rates. Tax rate shows the actual tax burden on individual. Are you okay with this, Sandil? Sudha, can you write down this example on the tute, that Sitma and Sandil's story?
Sir,
Yes, Putha.
in vertical equity, the same tax percentage should be paid for
නෑ නෑ
both.
same නෙමේ different. අර මම example එකේ same දාලා තියෙන්නේ ඒක different. Be different. ඒ කියන්නේ මෙයාලගේ income එක different ළමයි. So tax rate should be different. If government charges same tax rate, it's not equity is not there, right? So Sandil has to pay higher tax rate, not the tax income, tax amount. Based on income, the tax amount paid, you can't decide the what tax system is. Okay, you have to calculate the average, or you have to take the tax rate. Yeah, here 50, let's say 15%. Simple idea is, Buddha, if an individual has a higher capacity or capability of paying taxes, that individual has to pay higher tax rate, not the amount. Let me know once you're done. Vertical equity. Vertical equity. Lamai, let me know once you're done.
Done, sir.
Okay. Others? Sandeep, Sitma? Okay, the lamai. Right. Next one, Buddha, vertical hari, horizontal. Now you can guess. Can imagine what it is. Vertical. Oh, sorry. Second one is horizontally. Lamai, horizontal means same line, right? What does it mean, Lamai? So that is same. I mean, the horizontal lines, horizontal word is used to indicate uh, two people earning same income. Assume Punara and Remoni. Punara and Remoni. Okay, the Lamai. Both of you join same day, the same organization as, let's say, can add any top front of your Punara, Remoni. They join same day to the same company, same salary, same basic, same bonus. Okay, the lamai. Assume Punara earns 500,000 per month. Remoni also 500,000 per month, lamai. Then Buddha, it means their ability to pay taxes is equal, lamai. Same 500. But remember, lamai, that forget other circumstances, right? Example, there are, I mean, previous taken loans and family, ties and all. Forget all other. Buddha, not only income, there are some other factors affecting ability to pay taxes. Assume even though Punara earns 500,000, imagine, Punara has taken more loans from other banks. Then Punara has to pay more loan installment. Then ability to pay, even though she has 500,000, the ability to pay taxes is lower than Remoni. That's another story. But here, just imagine I'm considering only income you earn, not other factors. Okay, the Lama. Right. Then Buddha, government says, Punara, you should pay 15% tax rate to the government. Remoni asked to pay 10%. Is it fair or unfair?
Unfair?
Unfair ළමයි. ඔන්න ඊට පස්සේ අවුල් යනවා ළමයි. දැන් ඔයාලට හිතෙනවලු මාර වැඩක් නේ මම. දෙන්නම එකට ජොයින් උනේ අපි දෙන්නම සේම් ඉන්කම් එක තියෙන්නේ. මම මොකටද 15% ගෙවන්නේ? පොඩි අවුලක් යනවා නේ ළමයි. Is that sir? Very usual නේ ළමයි. Very natural. Right? That thought comes to our mind. Why should I pay 15%? Right? Both of us earn same income, but government asks me to pay more tax rate, higher tax rate than Remodi. What is this? Okay, the lamai. So remember, this concept suggests that the two people or persons who have same ability to pay taxes should be taxed at the same rate. Okay, the lamai. Again, දෙන්නගෙම 10% හරි 10% ගෙමු අපි. Okay, the lamai. Both Punara and Remoni have to pay 10% tax. Then it's equal. Equity is there. Okay, the lamai. This is called horizontal equity. Horizontal equity means lamai, two people earning same income or two people having same ability to pay taxes have to pay same tax rate, not the amount, tax rate. Are you okay with this? It has secret income sources. Secret income sources lama, it's very difficult for the government to find it. Okay, the lamai. හැබැයි දැන් නම් අල්ලනවා ළමයි අර බැංක් එකේ ඩිපොසිට් කරන්න බෑනේ ළමයි. එහෙනම් ඉතින් අර බ්ලැක් මනි වගේ ගෙදර තමයි තියන් ඉන්න වෙන්නේ. නේද ළමයි? If you deposit if you earn from any income source ළමයි, it's okay. But finally පුතා, you have to go to the bank and deposit. Right? Then Buddha, banks, they carefully analyze your behavior and the frequent of depositing money. දන්නවා හැම දවසම ළමයි 500,000 deposit යවුලක් තියෙනවානේ. බැංක් එක හොඳට ඕක බලනවා ළමයි. ඒකේ අර ඩිපොසිට් කරද්දි සෝස් එකක් දාන්න ඕන. නේ අර more than 100,000 when you deposit than 100,000 you have to clearly mention the source. I mean, how did you earn, right? Where did you earn money from? Okay, the lamai. Then you can't say salary puta every salary is not paid every day 500,000. It's possible, ne lamai. Then sure you should have another source. Right now, puta, if you deposit more than 100,000, I think 5% deducted by the 5%. That's called withholding taxes. Right, anyway, vertical. Okay, the lamai. Then horizontal. Okay, next one, horizontal equity. The need to treat equally. The need to treat equally. බලන්න ළමයි. The need to treat equally for the people with similar income capabilities called horizontal equity. හරි නේද ළමයි? We need to treat equally people earning same income ළමයි. Which means people with similar level of income should bear a similar level of tax burden ළමයි. Tax amount නෙමෙයි. Tax burden mean tax rate. Okay, the lamai. In other words, person of equal income should pay. No, not identical. Oh, person of equal income. Pay. Yeah, if income is same and tax rate also same, yes, we can say tax amount will be same. In this case, it's okay. Good. If person X and Y earn same equal income 200,000, X and Y should be taxed equally. Yes, equally mean percentage. Okay, the lamai. Then equal tax percentage should be charged. Yes. If not, Puda, tax system is not equitable. Are you okay with this? Equity lamai. Then remember, equity is the one of the main principles of taxation. If equity is not there, government is running away from the equity principle of equity. Tax system is not the people definitely they will avoid paying tax, thinking tax system is not fair, right? Second one, Buddha, economical. Do you need a break? All 5 minutes. Take a break and oxygenate yourself. Take 5 minutes break and come, Lamai. Right. Okay, Lamai, are you there? Hello? Lamai, are you there? Shall we start?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Sitma, Sandil. Right. Okay, Lamai. Economical. Kan one. Economical. Lamai, economical mean uh, read that the principle of economical means that expenditure borne by the person. This means taxpayer. Economical mean, sorry, expenditure borne by taxpayer. Expenditure incurred by taxpayer, person who is paying the tax. In paying taxes and cost to the government in collecting taxes. Sudha, remember this. Let's talk about government side. Collecting taxes is not simple task. Okay, the government has to incur huge cost in collecting taxes. Lama. I think the Indian Revenue Department, 5,000 workers there. Inland Revenue Department, IRD. There are so many, I mean, branches of Inland Revenue Department. Okay. I mean, from the country, I think more than 5,000 workers work in the revenue department. Then the government has to pay salaries for them, and other facilities should be given. And in facilities, office, good working conditions, bonus might be okay. Then remember, and also Buddha, if government has to take legal actions if anyone against who are not paying taxes, right? So these are some additional costs connected with collecting taxes. Clear? So remember, yes, government can earn an income from taxes, lamai, but remember, government has to bear some additional cost to collect this tax. No, Sandil, I asked, are you ready or not? Okay. Right. Cost to the government in collecting taxes. Sorry. Then Puda, I'll okay. Now, please. Okay, now it's okay. Right. Lama economical mean economical means Buddha, when I mean talking about extra cost regarding tax system, there are two extra costs. First one is this is called operational cost of tax system. Operational cost. Operational cost. Operational cost. Operational cost of tax system. There are two main one. Administration cost. If you want, write this down. Administration cost. Administration cost. Yes, Buddha. Yes, I said that. Yeah. Administration cost The administration cost is the cost for the government in collecting taxes. Example, the government has to pay salary for workers working in Inland Revenue Department. Then for the other facilities need to be given. Okay, and sometimes legal charges, transport cost. Okay, these are the expenses incurred by the government when collecting taxes. That is called administrative cost. Okay, the administrative cost. Second one is for the compliance cost. Compliance cost is the cost incurred by the taxpayer. Now remember, here is not, I'm not talking about the cost of tax amount, lama. Yes, tax amount itself is a cost for the payer. I'm not talking about the amount the paid as taxes. No. I'm compliance cost mean additional extra cost for the taxpayer other than tax amount. Example, lama, I think you might not know the how tax system works in Sri Lanka. Puta, number one, as a taxpayer, you have to prepare a tax file. Then Puta, that tax file need to be submitted to the Inland Revenue Department. Okay, and Puta, you have to get the advice from tax consultants. Okay, then Puta, you have to pay for them, right? Sometimes audit firm will do the, I mean, whatever you want on behalf of you. Then you have to pay for the that audit firm, right? These are some additional cost, right? Then right, you have to go to, might be to a consultant. These are extra cost, lama. You get the point, extra cost, right? Now it's okay with the government has digitalized all these payment systems. But lama, knew before 8-10 years ago, there was no such a system, lama. Taxpayers wanted to go to these branches, right? Physically, they had to go to branches of our IRD department and had to pay taxes, lama. Then the people had to waste time, and especially there was a foregone income. I mean, people, I mean, that our time has opportunity cost, lama. The people could have done something else. Okay, the lama. These are the extra cost. Okay, this is called compliance cost, especially payment for advisors, tax advisors, maybe tax advisors, and the payment for these audit firms. Okay, the lama. Other fees, maybe time, maybe extra cost. This is called compliance. Lama, if government wants to have a good tax system, very effective tax system, operational cost, including administrative cost for the government and compliance cost for the taxpayer, should be minimum. Okay, the lama. Government should be able to reduce this cost as much as possible. Okay, the lama. Okay, so imagine, lama, just imagine, government has collected 50 million tax, 50 million tax. Do business higher. Okay, I'll come and I'll explain. Then assume this is the total tax income collected by the government, 50 million. This is the total tax income for the government. But Lamai, assume administration cost and compliance cost, if you add them together, assume total operational cost of tax system is 6 million. You can see operational cost is greater than what government has collected now. Is it effective tax system or not? Alamai. Is this tax system effective? Is it a good tax system? No. Okay, the lamai.
No.
Yes, because operational cost is, what is the point of lamai? Government has collected 50 million by spending. I mean, both taxpayers and administration cost as 60 million. What is the point? So remember, lamai, government should be able to reduce the operational cost as much as possible, right? To tax system be effective or good tax system. This is called economical principle of economical. Okay, the lama. Operational cost should be low. If you want, write this down, lama. But I remember here, I'm not this compliant. Don't misunderstand, right? Some student think compliance cost is the tax payment done by the individual. No, no, this is not. Other than tax payment, you have to pay some extra cost, right? This is called compliance cost. So do businesses hire tax advisors to reduce tax pay? Yes, we can say in Sri Lanka it happens. In the financial statement, Lamai, to be honest, because I had been working an audit firm for more than 1 year. I left the firm, but it was not the job. In my school age and university time period, first year, second year, actually, I wanted to be accountant. And after second stage of chartered, I work, I think, nearly less than 1 year, 1 hour. Oh my God. Like accounting, I realized that it was not for me. I have little experience. It doesn't mean that you're not good at in accounting. Okay, the lama, you're not good at accounting. It's not the appropriate or suitable job for me. I don't like it. Okay, the lama. Sometimes you might like it, no issue. But I need to say I have little experience, not more experience. But I need to say, actually, to be honest, in Sri Lanka, uh, audit firms, what do they, what they do is that they try to hide the profit level, right? Because this private sector organization, they advise audit firms to hide their profit. They know how to hide the profit because they show a very low amount of profit in financial statements. Because you know, right, as accounting students, with if you increase the how to calculate gross profit, Sandin? Gross profit equals revenue total income minus, what is other one? I can't remember. Cost of sale. Cost of sale, right? Yes. So that if you increase the cost of sale purposely, yes. If you increase the cost of sale purposely, what happens to gross profit? Reduces. When gross profit reduces, what happens to net profit? Reduces. The audit firms do that, especially private limited companies, right? They try to increase, they try to show a higher amount for cost of sales, right? When cost of sales is they purposely do it, lamai, to increase the cost of sales, lamai, they reduce the close in stock. Okay, the lamai. But the audit firms have to do this because if they don't do, right, what the private limited companies ask them to do, next time, next year, Buddha, the definitely audit will not be given to this audit firm. Then Buddha, no one likes to, lose maybe 1 million, 1.5 million income. Right? Then audit firms do what private limited companies ask them to do. clear the lamai. Due to this audit fee, I know normally amount lamai. For a bank audit lamai, example, let's say HNB lamai, NB, KPMG, or EYO, MITs lamai, that bank has to pay a huge amount lamai, 10 and 15 million audit fee. No one likes to their income lamai. එයාලා අර ඒ විදියට කළේ නැත්තම් ළමයි ඔඩිට් එක දෙන්නේ නැහැ ඊළඟ. ඒකට දෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඉතින් අපරාධ එහෙම ලුක් කරන්න කවුරුත් කැමති නැහැ. ලංකාවේ ඇත්තටම ඔය ලංකාවේ ටැක්ස් පේ කරනවා කියලා ඇත්තටම කරන්නේ අර කියන්නේ අපි අර ඩිස්ක්ලෝස් කරන්න අර වෙන කරන්නම දෙයක් නැති තියෙන ප්‍රොෆිට් එක තමයි ඔය ෆයිනෑන්ෂල් නේද? It's a Sri Lankan behavior. Tax advisors, yes. Yeah. It's a different profession, Buddha. And also it takes time. One of my friends, not economic, they are like accountant side. In the chartered accountancy, there's a separate section. One of my friends, 2014, he was the island, not island president, district president in Kandy district. Anuruddha, Aligam. Upper accountancy, completed chartered. He was working as an accountant in bio country for more than 5 years. Then he came to Sri Lanka and started a tax advisory firm. So yeah, can earn, but it takes time. Tax advisory is a different segment. But it takes time. On the spot, you can't. Number one is you have to learn first. Example, if you go to audit firms, I don't know now what now, based 10, 15 back to that 10 years back, it was very low amount, 8,000 or 7,000 a month. Very low salary. Okay, it was to be honest, it was enough to even cover up my daily expense. Get the point. But remember that experience is wonderful. Now it's 15,000. I think now it might have increased. But the problem is no, that you have to decide, Lama. If you want to specialize in this accounting, taxation, audit side, Lama, it's a no. Don't say it's not good sector. No, it's a wonderful sector. Yes, it's a wonderful sector, Lama. With experience, you can earn a lot. Okay. So I know one person, Lamai, very good. To be honest, I'm doing a visual class, son, Edexcel A level, London A level. Fathers, we were not much, I mean, in old age, like age 45 or 48, somewhere 40, less than 50. He's the director of financial director, can't remember exactly, Haley's or Hemas. Okay, the Lama. Wonderful love. I mean, facility, salary, and their lifestyle, wonderful. Okay, the love. And that is the highest position in the accounting finance. Okay, the love. We can't say that it's not good field. No, every field is good one. Everyone is unique field. If you can specialize in any segment with the skills and experience, you can earn a lot. Get the point. But I don't like personally, I don't like this accounting. My personal. Okay. So I don't like numbers much, lama. Especially these accounting numbers. I like numbers, calculations, but not accounting. So can no issue, but it takes time. No shortcuts. Okay. In my batch, lama, with me, there was 9 or 10 friends. I mean, we were going classes together. Started, and then I forget. Then I skip. Uh, for 5 or 6, my one of 5 or 6 friends completed started like 2008. None of them the Lama. All of them out of the. Now they earn good salary, Lama. Good. Accounting and finance is not, but you should know the pattern and the path to go. Okay, the Lama. Right track. If you fall into a wrong track, that is a problem. Okay, the Lama. It's up to you. Next one. Then Buddha, I think this is clear for you. This economical part. Next one. Principle of convenience. Tax system should be convenient. Read it, Lama. It refers to tax system should be simple. Simple. Tax system should be simple, Lama. I explained this point at the beginning. Simplicity of tax is shown by whether taxpayers pay taxes properly or not. Okay, Lama. I told you if tax system is complicated, Buddha, people don't like to pay taxes. They try to avoid paying taxes because they don't know, right? How government calculates their tax, or I mean, what are the areas, what are the areas where government impose taxes, and tax rates. They don't have clear understanding on their tax amount, so they try to avoid paying taxes. So what I need to say, as I explained at the beginning, tax system should be very simple, right? A person with low level of education knowledge should be even low, the person low level of education understand the tax system. Okay, if it is Buddha, we can say tax is very simple. If tax system is simple, people uh, won't avoid paying taxes. Okay, the Lama. That should be convenience. Tax system should be very simple. In Sri Lanka, Lamai, the government has introduced so many taxes. Okay, the Lamai, and especially tax rates are different. Okay, if you just inland revenue, the tax book is very small one, Lamai. Tax law, it's a very small book, but my God, there are so many exceptions, tax rates, very complicated now. That's why I told you at the beginning, Buddha. If you want to know if you want to get the real idea of Sri Lankan tax system, Lamai, definitely you have to go to the tax classes, Lamai. Oh, you have to do chartered accountants, right? Very small group of people can understand uh, tax system in Sri Lanka. That's not good, Lama. In Sri Lanka, Buddha, the tax system is not convenience, or it's not simple at all, right? Right. Next one, principle of certainty. Certainty mean, Buddha. No, the point is, Lama, tax rates and taxes should be changed with time, because with this economy, every economy is very dynamic now. Demand and supply forces, businesses, right? Everything changes with time, right? Example now, not I mean, after 2023, Buddha, this financial crisis, the Sri Lankan economy was, it kept on expanding, right? But I don't know what happened after this war time period, Lama, due to this Middle East war. Definitely, everyone will have to face some economic hardship for. I saw that share market, the share market indexes had by collapsed by more than 50%, and especially price of crude oil will increase. Lamai is in the process of increase. Uh, the shipping charges will increase. Definitely affect the entire world, okay? Entire the world economy. But I need to say about that the before. So now actually the economies are about to shrink, right? About to contract, world economy. And what I need to say about that, with economic changes, government has to change their tax rates and taxes. There's no any argument with that. But with this, it means tax system should not be changed. It should be changed, but it should not be changed frequently and suddenly. Okay, the Lama. In Sri Lanka, it's very common, Lama. If government wants to increase tax rates, Lama, they do it suddenly. If government wants to change the tax system, Buddha, it should be, informed to general public or businesses and individuals in advance. Okay, the Lama. That's why I told you. Changes should be introduced, right? Changes should be there, but changes should not be done frequently and suddenly to the tax system. It explains that taxpayers should have an ability to predict their tax burden that they should pay in the future. Tax system should be certain for investment purpose, especially for investment. Now assume tax rate for, let's say, income tax rate for hotel. Just imagine lamai, hotel, this restaurant is 15% lamai. හරි හිතන්න හොටෙල්ස් වලට මම දන්නේ නැහැ ළමයි මම නිකන් කියන්නේ tax rate එක 15%. Sandil is you know looking for an hotel, looking to start hotel. Then Sandil the tax rate okay now 50%. Okay, it's okay. I can pay. I'm okay with 50% tax rate. I can pay 15% tax. Then Sandil is willing to start a firm. Firm in hotel. Okay, the Buddha. Then Sandil has taken a bank loan. Okay, and Sandil has collected funds from might be friends or your own saved funds to start. Assume Buddha 25 million. Just imagine, right? You're going to start a tourist hotel in Goal or Alla or somewhere. Okay, the Lamai. This is going to be a big investment, right? At the point of taking your decision, Puta, assume tax rate is 15%. But Lamai, soon after you start your business, right? Soon after operation of your business starts, government has increased the tax rate up to 30%. Then what happens? And what are your thoughts, Lamai? Okay. Before you make the decision, tax rate is 15%, right? After investment made, tax rate suddenly it is increased up to 30%. Then you are helpless, Lama, right? Definitely you will go into a huge mess. Then what to do? You have already done the investment. That's why I told you that this tax system should be very changes should be introduced, but it's not frequently and suddenly. In Sri Lanka, Buddha, this we can't see a principle as well. Okay, if government feels government tax income is low, they suddenly changes tax rates and introduces the tax rate to the tax system. They don't care. Remember that that certainty should be there, Lamai. Otherwise, especially businesses are discouraged. Especially this affects investment activities. Are you okay with this? Yes, Lamai? Yes.
Yes.
Right. Principle of certainty, okay. Next one, Puta, neutrality. This is very important one. I think, yes, they should be explained in detail as a great topic. I'll just explain the idea of this, briefly explain. But that neutrality refers to absence of distortions of the market mechanism and adverse effect on the economy. Simple idea of neutrality or efficiency means you know that imposing taxes doesn't matter it's direct or indirect, it affects economic decisions. That is the important one. What are the economic decisions, Lama? Can anyone tell me what are the economic decisions? What are the main economic decisions, Lamai? Production. Very good. First economic activities, production. Second one, consumption. Then Puta, we can say investment and savings. Okay, the Lamai. These are the main economic, decisions. The main areas that economic units have to make decisions. Okay, the Lamai. So remember, taxes directly affect these areas, Lamai. Right? The best example, if government imposes a unique tax, Lamai, this is equilibrium price and quantity. What happens to a supply curve? It shifts to left side, and equilibrium price increases. When equilibrium price increases, Puta, consumption discourage. It means consumption negatively affected, right? The consumption gets affected from direct taxes. And what happens to production, Lama? You can see equilibrium quantity falls. Equilibrium quantity falls mean the production discourage. Then you can see indirect taxes directly affect production and savings, investment. Okay, the Lama. So all these areas get affected. Neutrality, that principle says adverse effect on these main economic activities from taxes should be minimal. Government should be able to minimize the negative impacts on these areas. Okay, the Lamai, due to taxes. When imposing taxes, government has to ensure, okay, or government has to make sure to reduce the negative impact on these areas. That is called neutrality, right? If these all areas get affected much, right? If there's a significant negative impacts on these areas, tax system is not good. That neutrality or efficiency is not there. Did you get the point? This that inefficiency shown by, can you remember, excess tax burden, Lamai, dead weight loss? Dead weight loss. Dead weight loss shows the dead weight loss indicates the inefficiency caused by a tax. Okay, the Lamai. Oh, remember, Lamai, if dead weight loss, area of dead weight loss triangle, that is called excess tax burden as well. Excess tax burden, dead weight loss or excess tax burden should be, that area of dead weight loss should be minimum. Okay, the Lamai. Remember, Buddha, we can't, government can't impose taxes without creating any negative impact on these areas. It's a miracle, Lamai. It's impossible. Right? When imposing taxes, Lamai, these areas get negatively affected. It's okay. Right? We can't avoid that, but that adverse effect should be minimum. Are you okay with that? In other words, Buddha, we can say tax system should not harm the decision making process of the economy. Okay, I think you're okay with this. Okay, the lamai. Buddha, can you write down this sentence? I think it has been given. When tax is imposed, tax should cause minimum effects. Highlight minimum effects on consumption, production, investment, and saving. Buddha, write down this one. Write down. Write down if if a tax system, if a tax system is perfectly neutral, perfectly, this means perfectly efficient, perfectly neutral, dead weight loss, or we can say Buddha, excess tax burden, excess tax burden, excess tax burden should be zero. Excess tax burden should be zero. Okay, Dalama. If a particular tax system is perfectly okay, perfectly efficient, Puta, there should not be a dead weight loss to the society. But it is impossible, Lamai. Normally, dead weight loss occurs. But what can government do is to reduce the amount of dead weight loss which is caused by the tax. Okay, the Lamai. That is the only thing government can do. Right? Are you okay with this, Punara, Sandil, Sitma?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next one. Last one, flexibility is a very modern one. Principle of flexible mean lamai. You know, I mean, we expect tax system to adjust itself according to changes in the economy lamai. Because economy is a very dynamic thing. It changes. Okay. Now, Buddha, world economy or Sri Lankan economy, you can it seems to be shrinking, right? Contracting due to this problems in Middle East. Then Buddha, if I don't say exactly economy will shrink, no. Uh, if such a thing happens, such a bad thing happen, it means if economy contracts, Buddha, we need to reduce our tax rates as well. When economy contracts, that's why tax system should be very sensitive. When economy contracts, tax rate should be reduced. When economy expands, when businesses are performing well, and when economic growth rate is high, it's okay to increase taxes. Tax system should be flexible. It means taxes and tax rates should be adjusted, right? Tax rates and tax rates should be adjusted according to the changes in the economy. Okay, if economy expands, we can increase the tax rate, no issue. But in the period of contracting economy, Buddha, if we keep the same tax rates, right, which are when economy is good, then flexibility principle is not there. Principle of flexibility refers to idea of possibility to adjust tax according to the timely changes within. Yes, Buddha. Economy changes. According to these changes, Buddha, the tax system or tax rates, taxes should be adjusted. Okay. If government is not able to adjust taxes and tax rates according to changes within the economic process, that tax system is not good tax system, and also the flexibility principle is not there. Are you okay with this? Then Buddha, if flexibility principle was in 2022, right? Government could have reduced tax rates when Sri Lankan, sorry, give me one. Yeah. But I need to say the if principle of flexibility is in Sri Lankan tax system, Buddha, the Sri Lankan government could have reduced tax rates during 2022 and 2023 during financial crisis because economy was shrinking. According to that contraction, Buddha, the tax rate should be reduced. But unfortunately, I think we couldn't. In Sri Lanka, Buddha, we don't have this quality as well, characteristics, flexibility. Are you okay with this, Lama? Economy, every economy is a very dynamic concept, dynamic process. It changes with time, Buddha. Especially production, employment, aggregate demand, all are changing with time. So tax system, especially tax rates and new taxes should be introduced. So some taxes should be removed according to the changes happening in economic. Are you okay with? Are you okay with that, Buddha? We can't keep the same tax rates for 10 years. No. We have to change it, Lama. Then don't misunderstand, Buddha. Then I told you that this tax system tax rates and tax should not be changed frequently and suddenly. Yes, it should not be changed frequently and suddenly. But we expect tax system to change, Lama. We need to have a change. Okay, the Buddha. We have to introduce changes. Right? We do have changes according to the economic changes because economy is not the fixed thing. It's changing, it's evolving, right? So according to these changes, Buddha, we have to make some adjustments to our tax system. Are you okay with this? These are the 6 characteristics of good tax system, Buddha. This is very familiar area for exam. It is possible. There's a high possibility for one question, Buddha. 4 mark maybe. Right? Might be 2 MCQs. Okay, the Labai. Right, that's enough today. Next day, Buddha, I'll do the marginal tax, progressive, regressive part. Buddha, if you have a free time, you can read that annual report, tax part, only tax part, and make a short note. Okay, the Lama. Make a short note. What are the main taxes? Or Buddha, make a very detailed short note. Then Buddha, you can remember. I'll give you, but it's better, right? It's better for you to prepare a note yourself. Then you can remember. Okay, the Lama. What are the main components? Or I mean, what is the highest contribution? Which tax makes the highest contribution to Sri Lankan tax? Okay, the Lama. Annual report. There is a separate section called fiscal policy or something. Measurement of fiscal policy or something. Okay, Lama. Under that, you can see taxes and no need to go to government expenditures. Just go through the tax areas, Lama. Right? Recent changes made to Sri Lankan taxes. Okay, the Lama. And make a small short note for that. Right, as homework, you can do it. Okay, Buddha, that's enough today. Thank you for coming and listening. It was right. Okay, that's enough today. Coming. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Goodbye, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Record.